This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Today I'm joined by two light heavyweights competing for the vacant British title, SHAKAN and Chad Sugden. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Obviously, you got your bout on August 22nd. It is on. So, SHAKAN, I'll come to you first. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, all good, man. Good to have, obviously, finally a fight date through what's been going on. Yeah, I'm all good. Just ready to get the ball rolling.
Chad, same case with you?
Yes, mate, I'm excited. It's obviously before I didn't have probably the fullest camp. Obviously, I was just a replacement, but with the lockdown, I've got the opportunity now to prepare fully for it. So I'm excited to get in there.
First question I'll ask is how much you guys have seen of each other. So obviously SHAKAN, Chad's come into the boxing game more with that Craig Richards fights. Obviously used to be a kickboxer. What did you take away from that fight against Craig, and it ended in a draw, obviously?
Nothing much. It's just, obviously, like I said, you know, it was a basic fight. I don't take anything from it at all. I'm sure Lucky's going to obviously step his game up a bit more. Obviously, it's a British title, it's a lot on it. But if you ask me if I've took anything where I've looked like if I was impressed with it, then no, I wasn't impressed with it or anything. But I just know what I could bring anyway when it comes to the day and on the table. I don't really watch anything what Chad's doing or anyone else. I just focus on my own game.
Chad, a lot of people in boxing have been impressed so far with SHAKAN's journey. Have you seen much of him? What have you made of his career?
Yeah, of course. I've seen. Obviously, I've seen the Ultimate Boxer, and then I've seen the fight with Dave Spellman. That's it, really. I've seen a few other fights online, but I let my coaches do the main watching, and then yeah, he's obviously a good undefeated guy, and he stands out with his height and that. But it's a fight at the end of the day, and I'm looking forward to putting on a show.
SHAKAN, of course, before the lockdown, there was a lot of talk about you and Craig Richards happening for the British title. It's ended up being Chad, but I'm sure the motivation levels are exactly the same still. Eyes on the prize.
Yeah, 100%. It didn't matter to me if it was obviously Chad or Craig. For me, you know, it's business at the end of the day. My main goal is to be the British champion, and that's all it was. You know what I mean? So it was never me in particular bothered about if it would have been Craig or if it would have been Chad. The mission and determination, the focus stays the same for me. Is, you know, what I planned out to do is get the win and you know, hold that British.
I know you said you didn't take too much away from that fight against Craig Richards, but being brutally honest, most boxing fans expected Craig to win that. Did you expect Craig to come through that?
I didn't expect it would be comfortable. Look, you know, obviously Chad's coming from a tough background, so I didn't expect it to be like a walkover fight. But if I'm honest with you, I'm not that impressed with Craig either. Like, I'm not impressed with Craig as a fighter. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's obviously done things right. You know, he's got good attributes in himself, but I'm not that impressed. It's nothing what makes me say, oh, you know, he's got this to his game or any arson. And I think, you know, apart from the Jake Paul performance he's had, his career's been downhill a bit more with that. But, you know, Chad done what he had to do. If he had 2 weeks' notice, as he said, you know, he made a decent account of himself, you know, for what it was. And if he had 2 weeks, I'm going to take nothing away from him. But now, obviously, he's got a full camp. So, you know, I look forward to obviously getting in the ring with, you know, Chad being at his best.
Chad, obviously, as I said, Craig was a huge favourite going into that fight. People will write you off again against SHAKAN, but as SHAKAN just said, you've got a full camp now going into this. Do you believe, you're fully confident of another upset, shall we say?
But yeah, for sure, I wouldn't take the fight any other way. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, I got called the week before the Craig Richards fight, and it didn't, like, do you know what I mean? It was good to get a draw on a matchroom show as the away fighter. Obviously, it'll be interesting on the night. Do you know what I mean? We'll all see on the night what happens, but very I can do it.
Chad, you're cutting off a little bit there. I think we've got you back. Obviously, SHAKAN's very tall. You know, he's a huge guy. He's going to use that in his fight as he has done in his other ones. How do you get to SHAKAN? How do you beat SHAKAN Pitters?
I believe like the height's just it's an advantage in his way, but it's also an advantage for me. I believe it gives me a bigger target, and I'll do the job. And I think everyone underestimates the boxing skills, but obviously this fight I took it with an injury. I had broke before that fight, but it was a matter of time before that went. But end of the day, like, I took that fight in a week's notice and I got a draw out of it. And but I believe with a full camp, yeah, I can. I've got no issues with getting in doing the business. I've got the best. I've got some good sparring. Jose Burton, who's another tall competitor. Obviously, he's not as tall as SHAKAN, but I don't think I can find many people that are heavyweight as tall as SHAKAN. So it's it's one of the things you got to deal with.
SHAKAN, the winner of this fight, obviously there's huge fights ahead of them. Once you bag that British title, we know the light heavyweights in this country and some of the big names. Is there any part of your mind been focusing on that during this lockdown? Obviously, we've had loads of time. Has it been hard to just focus on August 22nd, considering what could be ahead?
Nah, mate. To be fair, like I said, my main focus. This is what I've worked for. This is what I've. This is the pinnacle of British boxing, and it is the British title in all weights, and this is what I've worked for. So me getting to 13-0 so far where I'm at, this is what the stage is, what I've worked hard for to get to where I am now, to fight for this prestigious title. So it's not been hard for me to focus on anyone else. Look, I don't overlook Chad. I don't overlook any opponent who gets in the ring with me. I don't care what the bookies say. I always just focus on my game, and I've just got to show up the best me, and just focus on August 22nd. There's nothing else which I care about but then August 22nd. Everything else after that, then I could focus on and put on, come out and put on hold or whatever, but I don't focus on anything else but August 22nd.
If it does go your way on the night, SHAKAN, do you feel like you want to win this outright and defend it 3 times, this British title?
Again, mate, I have to win it on August 22nd, then I'll think a bit more. Look, it's a good title, of course. Everyone wants to own that title, you know what I mean? But I don't know what the future holds. All I know, my future goes as far as August 22nd right now, and then after that, then I could talk about whether I feel like to keep the belt or if there's any other opportunities. But right now, they've got to win the belt. You've got to fight in person. Chad who's in front of me, and I've got to do the job and get past that before I even think about anything else or anyone else in the division or anything.
Chad, has it sunk in? Obviously, you have your kickboxing background. You've had like one major fight against Craig Richards. Has it sunk in what's happening here, that you're fighting for a British title so early on in your career?
Look, I think to be fair, we're both quite young in our careers, to be honest. Obviously Shaq fought for the English against Dex Bellman, but then so you could say my experience is probably higher. Like, I fought Richards and then I fought Luke Blackridge as well earlier on that year, who at the time was number 10 in the UK. So I believe I'm ready for it, and I've been ready for it, but I don't believe it could have come at a more perfect time. And I'm excited.
All right, before I let you go, do you both want to give me a final prediction for August 22nd? SHAKAN?
Like I said, mate, I win. Whether it's 12 rounds or less, whether he's on his back, whether it gets stopped, I win. Fact.
Chad?
Yeah, I fancy a win, mate. I fancy a late stoppage, to be honest. But it's going to be a good fight, and with both of us being hungry, I think the fans are going to win on the night, and I'm looking forward to coming with that Brit belt.
All right, well, listen, best of luck to the pair of you in preparation. It's a huge opportunity. It's a British title, Channel 5, going to be a load of viewers. So, yeah, SHAKAN, thanks for your time, and also Chad, and as I said, best of luck in your camp, all right?
No worries, man. Safe, man.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.